Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are right here at D.I. Patrick Stadium here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The Terry Bulldogs are down here to take on the Tigers of Hattiesburg. This is the Moor Event Space pregame show. I'm Trellis Williams. Right here with me, Coach Chris Thigpen of the Terry Bulldogs. And, Coach, this is a big game. If you win this game, you're in the playoffs. Now, in Hattiesburg, a good team, a 6-2 ball club. So, what's the mindset for you and your team going into this game?
Well, it's not any pressure on us, and because Jim Hill is not playing, it's all about seeding at this point. So we get a win, it determines what seed will be the next 2 weeks. But we control our own destiny right now from here on out. That's the message to the team. We want to go 1-0 this week. I thought we had a good bye week, worked on some things, and the guys will be ready to play.
And Hattiesburg's coming off 2 blowout wins against opponents like Forest Hill and Pearl River Central. Pearl River Central was the last team that you guys played as well. How do you think you and the other team's going to react to playing against some tougher competition than recent?
Well, I think both teams, will be ready to play. This is our first time playing them, our school, first time playing Hattiesburg in a long time.
Yeah.
So, we have no recent history of playing this team. But, it's a new region that we're in, and they're one of the new opponents. So, we got to come out and play well tonight.
Yes, and they're undefeated in region. They have not played West Jones yet. They're going to play them next week. But just kind of talking about your team, your defense has been good all season. You expect them to come out real nice and hungry here tonight. What about this offense? Talk about this offense and getting them ready, because if they can get a few scores, your defense will put them in a good position.
Right, and that's what we've been working on, creating plays that help some of our playmakers, get touches, simplifying some things for the quarterback, and just working on the quarterback themselves. But, it all starts up front. You got to be able to run the football. They have a very good defense as well, and they pose challenges as well. So we got to step up to the challenge and play at a high level tonight.
Absolutely, and folks, thank you for joining us. This is the pregame show presented by Moor Event Space. Be sure to check them out. Give them a call. Reach out to them to book your next event. It is in the South Point Center in Byron, Mississippi. We got more talking about that in more detail on the stream. Please tune in, and thank you for joining us. We will be back for streaming of this ball game between the Terry Bulldogs and the Hattiesburg Tigers. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are post-game after the Bulldogs take a tough loss to the Hattiesburg Tigers here at D.I. Patrick Stadium. I'm Trellis Williams. Right here with me is Coach Chris Thigpen of the Terry Bulldogs. And, Coach, I know that had to be a disappointment, especially to lose by that margin. Just kind of speak to just what the feelings are right now in the post-game.
Well, we're a better team than what we showed. But, yes, I'm very disappointed in our effort and our focus. You got to give a lot of credit to Hattiesburg. Coach Vance, you got to give his staff a whole lot of credit. They were ready to play from the start. It was difficult for us to run the ball. And anytime you can't establish the line of scrimmage and run the ball, you're going to struggle. You'll get one-dimensional, and then you can never really get in a rhythm. But, man, they were a whole lot better up front than I thought.
They were good up front.
And I don't know, maybe, I would say tonight they probably played their best game against us, because we had a lot of films that we were watching and breaking down from the season. But they really came out, and they played well. So you got to give them a lot of credit. We got a short week. Coming back for our last home game versus Forest Hill. That's a game, we need to bounce back from and play well. So, Amarian Bailey, had a shoulder injury, and so we're going to try to maybe see how serious that is tomorrow. But other than that, a few bumps and bruises, we should have everybody, on go for next week.
Absolutely, and just kind of talking about how well Hattiesburg played. They played a great game, scoring on 6 of their 9 drives in the game. Just they really did have a good game. Just kind of talk about, because the defense just had a struggle stopping them. Just kind of talk about that.
You never want to put your defense in that position. They blocked the punt and we muffed one.
Yeah.
So anytime you do that in a game, the percentages go down really for you in favor of you coming back. And so, we hadn't had one block or happen like that all season. And so that kind of put us behind. But as I said, they were really physical up front. on offensive and the defensive lines, and that was obviously the difference.
And last question, I know that you didn't want something like this to happen, but how do you think that a game like this, like a tough loss, a tough blowout loss late in the season, you think can maybe spark your team to maybe try to win next week and then maybe make a little playoff run?
Well, it's a reality check, a piece of humble pie. I told our team at halftime, I said, guys, we hadn't been in a position like this ever, where you have expectations, where you got to come out and really play well against a really good team, against another team that's hungry, and so our guys are still trying to learn, that process as far as how to handle expectations, how to go into a big game, and I could do a better job with getting them prepared for that, and so I take ownership on that, but we'll bounce back and we'll get ready for Forest Hill next week.
For sure, and please be there. Show up at Bulldog Field as the Terry Bulldogs host Forest Hill. That game will not be on Friday, November 3rd. It will be on Thursday, November 2nd. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. That will also be live right here on the TSU Network. And
it's also Senior Appreciation Night.
Yep.
And so for our football team, we'll recognize our seniors before the game. So that'll start at 6:30. So we're asking all the parents and family that's going to come out and be with those seniors to come out and be ready by 6:15.
Absolutely, and this senior class definitely deserves a lot of credit. They've had a good season for sure. They have been a very good senior class here for Terry, so definitely be sure to come out and support them as they get appreciated there and get recognized at Terry High School next week on Thursday, November 2nd. Thank you all for joining us. This is the postgame of Hattiesburg and Terry. We out.